welcome to 7th Gear, the channel. If you're new, please like and subscribe if you're returning. I appreciate the support. So I just completed the Bronco off-rodeo experience here in Texas. It was about 15 minutes from where I'm currently staying, so super close, super awesome. Just wake up in the morning in your own bed and then head down and shred on some Broncos. So if you subscribe to me for Bronco content from the last few videos that I've released, more off-rodeo Bronco content is coming soon. If you don't know what I'm talking about, definitely go back and check the 5 videos that I posted. They're short videos, but basically the introduction portion of the Bronco off-rodeo experience. They call it the ORX Training or something like that. So it's basically a controlled environment where they have all these simulated obstacles set up, and they basically show you how to use the Bronco and the features. They show you a little bit of basic off-roading techniques and how to view a spotter, what the spotter movements mean. So if you don't know anything about off-roading, that course will be awesome for you to take. I really had no off-roading experience, so that's pretty cool to see the different techniques and whatnot. So that was pretty awesome. So if you haven't seen that already, go click the playlist for that. There's 5 short videos, and it shows you a lot of information about basic off-roading, but also Bronco technology and what to use and when to use it. So that's key for anybody that's gonna take their Bronco off-road, especially when you hit the trails later on in the Bronco off-rodeo experience. So I'm rocking the Bronco off-rodeo merch. Super awesome merch, very expensive, but really killer merch they have available for sale there at the Bronco off-rodeo base camp. Obviously we were in the Broncos for probably more than, I don't even know, 8 hours total in the span of 2 days. So I had a lot of time to just sit around, because when you're on the actual trail, you have to kind of wait in line depending on where you're at. So if you're first in line, you're the first one over the obstacles. You're kind of just sitting in the Bronco until everybody else gets to your point. If you're in the back, you kind of watch everybody go through the obstacles and then wait while you're there, and then you get to the point where you guys all continue to move on. And so you have a lot of time to look around the Bronco and check things out. Again, these were prototype vehicles. So there was a couple things that I noticed were kind of buggy in the system. So this video is gonna be a little bit short. I had a little bit of time to look around for the Easter eggs. Easter eggs are all over the Bronco. As the designers previously have mentioned, they implemented Easter eggs throughout the entire design. I found a few of them while I was waiting around in the line for the trails. There's a few that I have heard of that I did not find. So I went through the system and couldn't find some of the ones that were electronically based. Again, I don't know if that's because these were prototype models and they don't necessarily function the way a factory production built Bronco would. So that's gonna be interesting to see if we find those. Maybe I just didn't go to the right location, but I looked 3 or 4 times through the infotainment system and I couldn't find one of the ones that I had heard about previously. Apparently, from what the designers say, there are some that you will only find if you're crawling underneath the Bronco, so I did not do that, obviously. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what those are. Number 1, we have the stop-start button. It looks very similar to the front LED headlight of the Bronco. And this one's pretty obvious, and I think most people will notice it right off the bat if you haven't already seen it. There is an Easter egg of a Bronco logo in the headlight. You don't notice it at first, especially if the headlights are on, but when you look very closely, you can see this. This is something that's common with the Jeeps. Another one of the headlight inspired design shapes that I notice is in the gauge instrument cluster. There's obviously a round shape in the dial of the instrument cluster with a line through it that simulates, in my opinion, what the headlight design looks like. Up next, you have a lot of the vintage Bronco grille shape. You definitely notice that 2 headlight shape with the center grille on the trail sights on each corner of the front end of the Bronco. Continuing with the Gen 1 grille design, you notice the plaque that everybody posted a picture of in the center console area. It looks very similar to the Gen 1 Bronco grille, and you actually have the indentions for the turn signals, which we obviously know are very different than the new Bronco. This one is obviously talked about by a lot of people. Some of the fasteners on the interior, as far as the grab handles and things that can be removed. They also have the word Bronco stamped to the bolt head, which is, again, homage to the Jeeps that Ford built in World War II. They had Ford stamped into it, and that's how you could tell the difference between the Willys Jeep and the Ford Jeeps. They carry that over on the new one with the word Bronco. Continuing on with the heritage of the Bronco, obviously most of you guys have seen the fuel filler door. It shows previous generations of the Bronco molded into the plastic of the fuel filler area. Another cool feature is the appearance of the vehicle buttons. You'll notice the shape of the Bronco on the trail turn assist button located above the navigation. You will notice the same shape on the hill descent button located on the GOAT mode dial. Another place where you'll see this Bronco outline is down by the parking brake located on the hood release lever. So guys, I know I didn't cover all of them, and there's probably many that we haven't even discovered yet. While I was waiting on the trails, I was able to snap a few pictures of some of them, kind of show that and talk about that. So if you get your Broncos in and you notice more, definitely drop a comment on this video. Let me know where to look in the future. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. I'm gonna post more Bronco content from off-rodeo. So if you wanna stay tuned and see what the Bronco off-rodeo is really like, I have a lot of onboard footage that I captured, along with some thoughts and reviews of what I felt like the Bronco drove like, but also reviews of what the trails and the off-roading experience was. So if you haven't already, please subscribe to stay tuned for that. If you haven't checked out the previous Bronco videos from off-rodeo, go back and do so after this video. They'll pop up somewhere. Stay tuned here for more Bronco content. We have 2 on order. Like I said in previous videos, I have another vehicle on order that I haven't announced yet. So if you want to know what that is, definitely subscribe and stay tuned. Thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.